Welcome to the podcast. It's time to talk shit. How are you?
That was perfect.
Yes.
Absolutely perfect. Yeah, Joe, do you want to lead us in to this quarantine and chill?
Is Jack just the host now?
Yeah, that's it.
I'm the host. Right, so guys, tell me how you got into training. Tell me your backstory. Tell us a bit about yourself. How old are you? What's your mother's maiden name?
Wow.
Come on.
Your bank details as well.
Your bank details, the 3 digits on the back of your card.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hear it. Yeah, I got into bodybuilding at a young age.
Yeah.
I did powerlifting. That's how I got
started. Yeah, unprofessional we've gone after we haven't done it for 2 weeks.
I know, honestly, it all falls to pieces. We're shambles.
Yeah.
But we'll hopefully pull it together as we go along.
You know what's funny as well?
Huh?
We don't have an intro, do we? So as soon as they press play,
fine, I'll do. Right, welcome back to Off the Script with your hosts Jermaine and Joe, and our special guest this week is, drum roll, Jack Richardson, the man, the myth, the legend.
How are we?
We're doing all right, to be honest. I'm surviving. I'm coping, adapting, overcoming. I'm doing the Bear Grylls thing. That's what he's. Yeah.
Improvise, overcome.
Perfect. That's exactly what I'm doing at the moment. How is everyone else doing?
Good. Yeah, obviously we're all devastated and grieving over the loss of our gym.
Indeed.
But it's one of them. Like, where were you when you heard Boris tell you couldn't train?
Weirdly enough, I was in the gym.
I was as well.
Yeah, it was quite tragic.
I was reminiscing about the last time I was in the gym because I watched it live. I was like, he's going to shut him down. And then, yeah, bastard. Anyway.
Yeah, it is what it is.
What can you do?
No point crying over drop dumbbells. We just got to work around it.
Yeah.
I used it straight on because I was straight pull. I was like, you know what? Then I'm here with a power lifter. Fuck it, I'll 1 rep max as well on dead today just to see what I can do beforehand.
May as well. Like I was in the gym at the time, and I had the keys to the gym, right?
Yeah.
So it was just Boris Johnson talking whilst I was training.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, oh fuck. So I just thought, right, I'll go. I was training legs at the time. I thought, yeah, I'll go ham on legs, man. And I pulled my quad.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, I went ham, but like fucking, I injured myself.
Too ham. You went quad. You went too much quad and not enough ham.
Yeah. I went quad without the ham. The ham sandwich. So I'm probably gonna have to take a couple of weeks off from legs anyway, because I fucked up.
That's timing, eh?
That's the ideal situation almost. Just write yourself off that much that you can't train for the 3 weeks anyway.
Yeah.
May as well.
Do you guys think it's going to be 3 weeks, or do you guys think
it's going to be longer than 3 weeks?
I think it's going to be like 12.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope it ends as soon as possible, of course, but realistically, looking at where we are on the timeline as such and where everyone else is in other countries and what's happening, what I've seen, the vaccine's probably not going to be around till next year anyway.
No.
So
you don't know, do you? Like,
you just don't know. There's so many uncertainties. So at the moment, we've just got to keep calm, carry on, and stay indoors.
And let's not discuss conspiracy theories on this podcast.
It was aliens. It was the reptile lizard people.
I think it was 5G.
You're not right. That makes sense. It all makes sense now.
Yeah, 5G.
They're kicking in. My Wi-Fi went down for a little while.
Terminator picture here.
Sorry?
Insert the Terminator picture right here.
Yeah, it's Skynet. It is Skynet. It must be.
Skynet.
They're here.
Man, what are you doing? Get down.
Where's Sarah Connor?
I feel like we've all got pretty good Arnold voices, actually.
Not
doing too bad.
I think we should do the podcast in Arnold voices.
From now on, we got to speak like we're from Australia.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Come on.
Okay.
Hey,
Come on.
Yeah.
You have a question. Hey, Franco, on the day of the contest, I'm a
Arnold. Arnold.
Arnold. Yo. Come on. Arnold.
Thank you, Arnold, Joseph.
What has happened to this already? It's fallen apart. I think we've just, like, how many days into lockdown now is the UK? 5?
Yeah, like everyone's a bit crazy.
Yeah, I've lost my shit.
I have no excuse because I'm still out and about and working as normal.
Yeah.
So I'm just fucked up anyway. Like,
This is the character, aren't you, Jack?
standard. Like this is just standard.
Everyone's finally getting on your level. I bet you're
Yeah. I'm like, my standard personality is like I've been quarantined.
Excellent. Actually, so speaking of bodybuilding, more specifically UK bodybuilding, what is happening with the scene at the moment?
What do you mean?
At the moment, all the shows have been cancelled.
Well, yeah.
Indefinitely, which makes sense. What do you think is the current, like, what do you think the situation's going to be going forward in terms of competing?
Well, it's crazy because a lot of British is just an open British now. You know, I know that the BNBF have done it, the UK, the FBA have done it, as well as other federations as well. And there was some exciting people that I wanted to see compete this year. But you know, I really feel for those people who were balls deep in prep, probably just weeks away from the competition, and it's just all gone to shit. Yeah, like that. I couldn't. That'll be hard. Like, say, for example, last year, Jermaine, like, say, like, you know, a couple of weeks from the competition, and you've suffered, and you get told, right, it's cancelled, and we don't know when we're going to have it.
Thank God this didn't happen last year when we were competing.
Oh yeah, you know,
I feel so blessed that it held off. But at the same time, I feel horrible for the people that we all know who are in preps, and it's even more scary because when you're at a lower body fat and you're nearing the end of prep, you're so immune compromised anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I was getting ill all the time towards the end of prep.
Oh, yeah.
Every other week I had something. Yeah, it's scary. It's scary. So whoever is out there on prep, whether you're nearer the start or nearer the end, best of luck to you. Stay strong, stay positive, stay healthy if you can. This is a challenge. This is a challenge.
Yeah, it's shit. What would you do on prep, guys? Like, say if you were, I don't know, on prep and you're fairly deep into it, would you carry on and hope the shows at the end and probably attempt an open British, or would you just have, I don't know, have a year off and go?
I think it depends how far along the timeline I am. I think if I was maybe 6 weeks into a prep, I'd just end it. I'd just be like, look, we're near the start. We've basically had a nice little mini cut. We've dropped off some excess body fat. We'll try and maintain and chill here for as long as possible until, you know, the chips are up. And if I was more towards, if I was at the end of prep, I think I'd also, based on how I was last year at the end of prep, I think I'd also come out of prep. Because of the risk, the health risks, they'd be too great. Like, realistically, 80% of the population will probably end up catching illness. And and if you're one of those people and you're already in that, like, situation, so risky, so risky. Like, at the end of the day, my health and longevity is worth more currently than me stepping on stage.
What about the USN, man? The powder?
For God's sake. I want that powder badly, but at the same time, I'd also like to be able to breathe. That's something that a lot of people are getting on my ass about at the moment, because I'm technically at risk. because I'm asthmatic. However, I am one of the more active people in our age group. What are your thoughts at the moment on people who are catching the illness and like the risks associated with it? Everyone went quiet.
It's tricky, isn't it? Like, the best thing to do is just stay indoors and just not fucking risk it. Unless you absolutely have to go out for work or whatever, have your exercise or whatever. Just get shit that done that you've been putting off for a while in your house or something like that, where it's tidying up. Just something. There's plenty of shit to do. You can learn something. A lot. That's the thing. A lot of people are being tested because obviously the weather is just beautiful outside. And it's screaming, "Come on and enjoy me!" And
it's crazy how as soon as lockdown kicks in, the weather gets really nice.
Yes, there's no greater irony, really.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous, but it's scary shit, man. It's scary shit. There's a lot of people, surprisingly, who are vulnerable. Even though my girlfriend isn't on the vulnerable list, she's been ill like 3-4 times already this year. So, she, even though she's not on the list, she's a vulnerable person as well. And it's like, I'm not going out, even before the lockdown, I wasn't planning on risking visiting my nan or anyone.
Oh, same, yeah.
Because I was like, I'll just FaceTime you. Even on Mother's Day, I didn't go and see my mom because, I think I'd feel awful for the rest of my life if I gave someone the virus. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's what
I'm of the same opinion. I'm of the same opinion. My mum works in the NHS, so her catching it is not ideal.
No.
So she's over 50. She'd hate me saying that. Sorry, Mum. And also, my grandparents are very ill as well already, and at risk. So it really is like, this is a time where you don't want to be a selfish person. Like, you shouldn't be a person. I know it's difficult, that you might want to go home and see people, but I know for a fact I'm going to be staying here in Birmingham in my room. I'm not going back to Sheffield. No matter how many times people ask me, I'm not going back.
Just hibernating in the room.
Yeah, mate. Sipping on my apple and mango. Not sponsored. Other juices are available.
That would be a hell of a sponsor, though. Fucking hell. Innocent
sponsoring probably one of the least innocent podcasts out there. We've talked about some shit on here. Speaking of some shit, do we want to get into you at the moment and what you've been doing post show from last season? Obviously, Tiger Bomb. Obviously, we ended off our seasons around the same time. You went to the British finals, competed at the British, and then what has been your progression post show? Because you're a very different body, like physique wise, you're just completely different.
Yeah, so I made the decision pretty much by the end of my season that I want to be a professional athlete. And, I lost my last show, which was, for me, the most important one. It was kind of heartbreaking, man. But it was probably a good thing that happened to me, man, because I really, really, really wanted it at that point. It's like, it just reiterated, if I don't put this fucking work in, that will happen to me again. 100%. So I finished prep at around about 168, 170, depending on what's happening. And I got up to, I'm up to like 220 now.
That's insane. That is actually insane. I didn't realise you were 220.
Yeah, man, I'm 220, but do you know
Big
what?
bastard.
I've been 230 before, but I was
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
I was a fat boy. I was a fat boy. So it's like I don't think I've been in this composition at 220 before. So no, yeah, things have been good, mate. Like I just said to myself, like I try to reiterate it as much as possible. Every session I'm going in, I'm not going to waste it. I'm going to make sure I've progressed the volume, even if I'm not feeling it that day, if I'm tired or whatever. I really, literally just try to act like a professional athlete, trying to prioritize recovery. You know, trying to get over 8 hours of sleep, trying to minimize my stresses, investing in supplements, and obviously, you know, I've recently been assisted as well, and that's helped me to see some decent gains as well. And so, yeah, I'm just trying to do everything I can to get to where I need to be, but as well as being safe about it. Which,
100%.
Which is, I find, is missing quite a lot, because there are a lot of people who say, I've got everything mentality to get to the goals. And that's including the health, giving the health away. All that.
I know myself, like, we've had the conversation fairly recently about blood work, and how I've been sort of in a position where I have been able to have it done, but it just keeps getting put off. I keep putting it off, and it is my intent to, as soon as possible, get it done. And it is, I just think it is massively overlooked, even in natural athletes, even in the people who aren't assisted. Like, we need to do it.
I think everyone can benefit from blood work. Definitely natural bodybuilders as well, because you know you have the full panel down. You're testing things like your hormone levels and everything. But it could even be things that you're not even aware of. Like, I had my bloods done, thinking, right, I'll test my hormone levels and see where shit's at. But because it was the full panel, tested everything. And the first time I did it, I did it with the NHS. I think it's like it's like, you may have diabetes. Haven't done it. I was like, holy shit, no way. Imagine that. I might be diabetic. Shit. Free insulin. No.
What was it? Sorry, that came back on your blood work?
It was the glucose that was off.
Okay.
And you needed to measure the HbA1c, I believe it is. So I went to Strom and had the complete full panel, and that was fine. But it sort of reiterated to me, it's like, you know, things could be wrong, things can be off, and you might not even know it, because you know, you might be like, oh, I'm tired, and thinking, you know, I'm just doing a big workout, or you know, I'm just doing a lot of work lately, and that's why I'm tired, or I need to catch up on a bit more sleep. But there could be an underlying problem, and this is, I mean, again, for natural bodybuilders, like, you know, when you finish your prep, your hormones down the floor, right? And you want to monitor it. You want to monitor that to make sure it's actually getting to where it needs to be. Because I've known people who have suffered with, say, like erectile dysfunction, months and months and months after, and not getting the sex drive back, the libido, at all, just because the testosterone is fucked. And that's obviously going to be, that's bad for your health, but it's obviously going to impact your gains and your ability to
100%.
And it's just going to slow shit down. Like, I think I was in a similar situation to that, and that's my first prep, because I just dug that hard. I wasn't normal for a long time, hormonal. I probably should have done something about it.
Yeah, so do you know what? Looking back, I wish post-show straight away I started looking at blood work. I wish I had. I think I'm looking at, from what I can tell, I've got no chronic issues that have happened or occurred since. Just acute little things that that have happened, which like I flagged up and been like, right, if this persists, I'm gonna have to follow up on it somehow. Luckily, I'm in a position where my mum's a health professional, and if I do have certain questions, I can a lot of the time go to her.
Yeah.
But yeah, I 100% agree with the idea that, look, if whoever you are, whether you compete or not, like if you
you don't even need to be an athlete. It's just because it measures things like your cholesterol and things like that. It's always good to know where
you need to know that, like,
because you might not be over, but you might be on the upper limit, and that might be climbing up. So you might want to take an action before it's too late, and it does
absolutely.
go. There's just multiple reasons, and Strong do it. Down in Shrewsbury, they do it pretty much every weekend. Don't think they're going to be doing it this weekend though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
But like when the world's not in a shitstorm, they usually do it every weekend. It's about 20 quid.
So cheap, like.
That is so cheap compared to like Medichecks where it's like 100 quid. And you get the full shebang, and the guy, really nice guy who does it, and he chats to you about it, and
that's even better. That you're sitting down with a doctor running you through everything. Like that's huge.
You will you could go through your results, and he'll probably give you some advice as well. So if your bloods are in a heap of shit, you will have someone to help you with that. You have a bit of advice or something. So,
fantastic.
It's doable, man.
Yeah, bro. That's that's a big one. That is a big one, and I agree that like most people have no clue, and aren't investing the time in it. I think that's something that is a message that doesn't get pushed nearly enough. So that was a good little plug.
Plug for bloods.
Yeah, plug for bloods.
Give me a
so coming back to you then, so you went to had your bloods checked, and you came back that you're not diabetic, correct?
I'm not diabetic. Yeah, 100% not diabetic. Yes, which is a win. I was planning a bunch of stuff. I was like, shit. I'm not going to be able to eat cake.
Fuck.
I as soon as I got the letter back, I had a phone call from the doctor. That's what it was. I was eating like a donut or something, and I had the phone call, and you might be diabetic. I was like, that's not good, is it? Just finishing off the donut. But no, everything was fine. Everything was perfect, and
good.
That said to me, like, I can run a nice PCT, come off again for health. So I'm off for like 12 weeks. So just getting my natural testosterone producing again, and then go on again. But I'll be getting my blood on all that as well to test if my hormones.
So your PCT. When did you start your PCT?
So I've been off for just over 4 weeks now.
Oh, so like a good amount of time then. So I presume you can feel it.
Yeah. So I started my PCT about 2 weeks in.
Yeah.
And 2 weeks after I've come off, and I can feel it. I can start noticing it now. But I don't think I've had it as bad, anywhere near as bad as many people have had it, because one of the things I was told when I was going into PCT is that it's going to fuck up your mood. This been very, very depressed on it.
Yeah.
Your appetite, I've noticed that. I've noticed my appetite go down, but I'm still getting all the meals in. I'm just not motivated to eat at the moment.
Yeah.
But it's one of them. Like I say, there's a little bit of energy gone as well. But I shouldn't think that lasts the whole way through.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like another thing that you hear a lot especially as naturals, we hear people say, "Oh, you come off and you lose all your gains and all this crap, and you deflate like a balloon." From what I can tell, that's not happened with you really yet, has it?
No, man. I'm pretty much holding my weight. Visually, I look a bit softer.
Yeah.
You know, that's okay. Do you know what I mean? It's the off season. To me, like the past 2 off seasons I've done, I've been very fucking soft.
Yeah.
I'm very fat. So even now I'm still lean in comparison to that. So I have been starting to get a little bit softer. Yeah, it's more about like, you know, you've got to treat it like a deficit in a way that when you're going into the gym, you don't want to think, oh, I'm shrinking or I'm losing strength, whatever, because you will start to regress. So I'm just going, well, when I have been training, I'm just been going in and just trying to take progressions and where I can, and I'm still taking a few progressions. I find a lot of people who do go on and they run a PCT, they aren't training hard at the PCT because probably the mood's down and things like that. And again, they're going in with that mindset of they're going to be losing. And also that a lot of their physique was built on drugs. Yeah. As opposed to like a nice base beforehand, built naturally with training and nutrition. With a physique built on drugs, I would say it's harder to maintain. And this is why a lot of people would say, build a nice base before you do hop on, you know, because it helps in that respect.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it does. I always think now, like, the information's out there, and there was a time when I first started where I knew some people who'd been training like 3 to 6 months and they just hopped on stuff.
Oh yeah. I know people who started before they even started training.
Yeah, it's nuts. I think it's like it's still obviously an issue, but it's getting better and it's nowhere near as bad as it was. Like, I don't hear about it as much about like a guy who's just started training being like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna hop on some test and deca. Like, you don't hear that much now.
I still hear it, man. I work in a gym, so I see it a lot, man. I've worked in a couple of gyms and I've seen it a lot. I've had people come up to the reception and like say, I'm losing weight. I'm not losing weight. I'm trying to lose weight, and I'm on this, and this. And I was like, okay, what about your actual deficit? You're going to talk about?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like, are you doing any cardio? No, I don't need to do cardio usually. Yeah. Like, I think you do.
Yeah.
Like, that's, you're not losing weight, so fucking throw in some cardio instead of throwing in more gear. Like I've had a client who joined up with me, and he told me wanted to join up with me. He did a couple of weeks on a plan. His food was nice and high. He was making a good loss, and he said, I can't do this anymore. I'm just going to go on Anavor to diet. And it's like, that's not how it works, man. I want to keep you safe, and you shouldn't really be starting drugs, especially the amount of time you've been training, and it's not going to give you the benefits you think it will. And like, it will, because I've heard it will. Like, okay. So there is a lot of information out there, and when it comes to drugs, but it's like, I'm no expert on drugs at all. I'm still very, very, very new to this. So I'm still being advised and everything. But what I've found out so far since being assisted is a lot of people have different opinions, and there's a lot of shit information out there, and there's a lot of people who think they know what they're talking about and will talk about it, and just give out very dangerous advice. Yeah, and it's quite shit, really. But yeah, like for someone who doesn't know any better, they're just looking for the right answers. It's still in a position where you have to sort of decipher information, decide is not bullshit and what is.
I think that's insane that we're still in a place with bodybuilding where people aren't going to professionals and doctors for information about medication or stuff that is prescribed, like prescription grade drugs. Like, I think that is an issue.
Yeah, I mean, with steroids, it's very hard to get like professional advice because on steroids because it's not really regulated. Like, there isn't any profession out there which deals with advising with steroids. And that's the issue. You go to your doctor and you say, "Oh, I want my bloods done because I'm on steroids. I want to be healthy. I want to try to do it healthy." They won't do it.
Yeah.
Or like, I've known people go to the doctors and they say they're assisted and they've got a problem, and they're like, "Well, that's just because there's the steroids." The steroids.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It is very hard. So, and this is why it's just tricky to get a hold of advice and
So, do you have you can answer this or you cannot answer this. It's completely fine. I'm just curious. Who are you going to currently when it comes to looking at gear? Do you have any recommendations for people about knowledge bases that are trusted and actually have some?
Yeah, so I've spoken a lot to Dave Crossland, who deals with harm prevention with drugs. He does talk seminars, and that's essentially his job. It's just harm prevention in regards to that. And one of my incentives one of my things when I started being assisted is I want to do this in a very safe way. So I just thought he was a good guy to go to, and I think he's just he definitely keeps people safe.
And he's been there and himself as well. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I'd say he's pretty decent. I've actually referred a couple of my clients to him as well.
Awesome. Good. Awesome. In regards to your plan then from now on, now that you've come off and now you're also in a position where we're stuck for training and kit and whatever else, food, like the world's gone mad. What are you doing at the moment? How are you coping, mate?
I'm just doing like a good 45 minutes every day of just crying. Just crying, and then I'll have a nap and then cry again. No, luckily I've had a friend who's let me use some of his home gym equipment. Which is cool.
Awesome.
It is quite helpful, but like a lot of people have said, "Oh, what a shit time to go on PCT. Your head's going to go down the gutter." I'm like, yeah, thanks for that. But again, like I feel fine, man. I feel fine. You can still do shit even if you've got no equipment whatsoever. You can still get moving and try to retain muscle the best as possible. But probably what's quite important, maybe more important, is releasing the endorphins to actually help with the mental state of shit as well. So you can still move enough to release endorphins to make you feel good, especially in these anxious times.
Yeah, 100%.
It's good to get it all out there and do a bit of movement,
Just even like I keep saying to people, we're in lockdown, but as the government has stated, you're allowed to go outside for one form of activity a day. Do it. Just
go for a jog. It is nice weather, so you can't go out and have barbecues. You can't go to the park or a beer garden or whatever, like what you would normally do in the sun. But what you can do is go outside and just feel the sun, go for a run, go for a jog, and I guarantee that will make you 10 times better. Feel 10 times better than just sitting in your fucking house.
I the other day I even God, I don't know how I did it. I even went on a run.
Oh shit!
Unheard of for a bodybuilder.
Whoa.
I went running. I know.
If I went for a run, my knees would snap off.
If my hips feel ruined, honestly. Like everything, all
Where
the
did you
little
run to?
muscles. I ran from where I am, which is pretty much Broad Street, centre of Birmingham, along the canal all the way to Edgbaston and back.
Okay.
So it's like 7-8K. So not huge.
That's a decent amount.
But it's not bad. Yeah, I'll take that.
Decent amount.
Uni of Birmingham. It was all right. Yeah. And absolutely knackered me. I was when I got back.
Not bad for a start. I'm sure after this you'll be doing 20K.
I was in shell shock afterwards.
Mm.
I was like,
the next time I see you, you're like an emaciated, shrunken fucking head statue.
That's it. My calves, not that I had any to begin with, but they've just disappeared. That's it. It's all gone. Well, I've got chicken legs. God damn it. That's all I had going for me. Advice to everyone out there. Once you finish listening to this this podcast while you're confined in your room, go out and have a walk. Get out in the sun. The sunlight in daylight hours, in the afternoon, will do bits for your circadian rhythm, sleep, as well as your mood. It's
yeah, man.
Yeah, honestly, get out
Away from the SAD.
Yeah, exactly that. When it comes to your training and how you're splitting that up, is anything really?
There we go. My training.
What are you doing, mate? What are you doing? Okay.
My back is fucking killing me.
What have you done to yourself?
Nothing. Just lack of movement. I think getting a bit stiff.
So straight after this, you're going to go on a walk, aren't you?
Might do.
Yeah.
You
should
go for a nap instead.
Go for a nap. That's my kind of activity. My training, what are you doing?
My split, I'll still stick to push pull legs. Probably no legs though. Just push pull at the moment. I think you could probably get away with training more frequently with those days as well. You can bunch muscle groups together because you won't be it. It's quite hard to find enough resistance, especially if you lack equipment to provide enough intensity to stimulate the muscle. So you could probably get away with training more often. That might be something to potentially look at, but I think I'm able to still stick to my split. I think I'm quite fortunate enough to do that.
That's good.
So what about you, Jermaine?
The moment, so my split has gone back to legs push pull, pretty much, and obviously getting out, trying to walk or run or whatever on my rest day, just to get out and get some daylight and sunshine while it's nice. But yeah, it's gone back to that split, and it's a case for me of trying to get intensity despite the lack of load. That's all it's been doing. So obviously I've had a decrease in load because I can't exactly leg press or V squat or anything like that.
Yeah.
Just been trying to come up with stuff where I can actually use a good amount of load and just create a circuit. So I've been doing like exercise circuits where I've come up with like 6 or 7 exercises that I could just do back to back almost. And just absolutely rinse myself for about 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been doing. And honestly, it works. Like you can absolutely write yourself off even when you're home. Like I was doing,
especially because it's so different to what we usually do as well.
Yeah. So I was doing I did wall hack the other day. I think it was Eugene. Do you follow Eugene? You put on this thing the other day. So I just had little plates underneath my feet, under my heel to elevate my heel, and then holding dumbbells in each hands up against the wall with a foam roller on my back, and then just pressing up through the wall with my quads like making it quite prominent so my knee come over my feet, and that absolutely fried me after 4 sets of that over 4 rounds. That ruined me.
Yeah.
So you can still do it. You can still make it work, and you can still retain. Like,
yeah, exactly. The very least you're going to do is retain.
Yeah.
Like I've been showing models some resistance band workouts.
Yeah.
I've been doing them with it, and I generally think she is in a perfect position to even grow in this.
Yeah.
Like she's working from home, right? So she barely moves all day. She can literally graze on food all day, and she does this training, which is still nice and intense, and you know, she can still get a nice amount of intensity out of it. So like, you know, there's some cases where people may still be able to grow. But like the very least maintain. Do you know what I mean? So
that's fantastic. I've been looking at a lot of girls and stuff, and like friends and like couples who are training together in their own homes. I'm just looking at the workouts they're doing. Like you're actually in a position where you can pack on some mass. You could deadlift your boyfriend or something. Make it work.
You can deadlift your boyfriend. You need a new boyfriend.
Well, when you've got a lovely man like Jack here, who's weighing a solid 220, you could get some glute gains off that, some hamstring gains.
Yeah, she squats.
Bring up your posterior. It's more load than I've got in my room at the moment, so she's. But yeah, no, it's super cool that she's in the position to do that. Honestly.
Yeah, of course.
So lucky.
And it's abundant exercise as well. So.
Yeah, exactly.
It's ironic, like, you know, you at one point, like, a lot of people took the piss out of people doing banded workouts, and now everyone's doing it.
Yeah. how the world has flipped.
Workout at home.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I like the people who are saying, "Oh yeah, check out my new home workout video," and they're doing like press ups. What did you think that all by yourself?
Well done. Just won the medal.
Yeah, press ups. No, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, you got to get like do you know what? It's funny actually seeing what people come up with now, like to be creative.
Yeah.
I've noticed a massive influx of people doing BFR and occlusion training.
Oh yeah.
And I saw a couple people improvising it where they didn't have the occlusion bands, so they just got general resistance bands, wrapped them around their leg, and then to make it tight, they tied it to their door handle, so it just cut off the circulation in the legs. And then we're trying to do leg extensions on their chairs and stuff, and like just seeing some of the shit people come up with is so funny. I love it. It's great. What a weird world we live in at the moment.
I know. It is a very weird world. Like, I've been given my old life back. I used to work at Tesco, and when I was like a teenager, and obviously everything's closed down. I've been forced to do the same job again, and it's like I'm there. I'm like, fuck. I was doing this when I was 19, man.
Yeah.
I was a PT and an online coach last week. How the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah. What is happening?
I'm showing old ladies to the bread aisle and shit like that. I'm like, wow, okay. It's crazy.
I bet. I tell you what. I bet the old ladies at your shop love you. Like, big strong man.
With the ladies, the old ladies.
I remember when I worked at a cafe in my village, and I used to just get hit on by like 50 women who'd come in.
50-year-old men?
Women. Women. There's probably a few men as well. There probably was a few men.
Full English as well.
There probably were a few men who were like, "Oh, can you grab a mug off that bottom shelf there?" Probably was a few of those, but yeah, it was. I did the same thing. Where it's just like you just get a bunch of old women who'd be like, "Oh, he's such a nice man."
Yeah. You get. See, I find like when you go into places of work where it's not fitness based, you get asked all the questions.
Yeah.
Which are like, yeah. So, do you ever eat chocolate? Just that shit, man. It's like,
And I have fruit.
You want a very strict diet, or like they would look at your food and you're just eating, your chicken or rice, whatever. They're like, you eat that every day? Oh, it's disgusting.
Fuck off. Yeah, it's so annoying.
Listen, Janet, if I went to your house and I did that with your cooking, you would fucking go crazy.
Yeah.
You bitch.
Fucking Janet. Always getting in the way.
I know, it's always Janet, right?
Janet or Linda.
Linda, yeah.
There's a few Lindas. Janet or Linda at your local Tesco. Oh, for God's sake.
Naughty.
So that's at least you've put yourself in a position now where carry on as you were. You've got a job. I'm imagining that you're getting in a good amount of steps in your new job anyway.
About 20k a day, man.
That's insane. Oh God. So is your food up at the moment then?
It's a little bit higher, man. Yeah. I'm gonna lie, it is.
Just to compensate.
I'm still holding weight quite nicely.
That's good.
I'm actually a pound up.
Very good.
Which is quite interesting because again my appetite's down, but I still get the food in, man.
Yeah.
So it's not too bad.
Yeah, very good. I've had it now where because obviously my training's been a bit on the down. I've dropped 2 kilos since Friday.
Really?
Which is pretty all right.
You've been running that. Running.
Yeah, it's very visually, it's just a lot of water retention, I think, and just from just throwing myself in the gym.
Yeah.
And then just having that time off, and obviously I've dropped food a bit because I'm not doing as much. And I look like I'm not lean by any means, but just a lot of the cuts that I didn't have just started coming back just as a result of that.
Yeah. It's always nice when that happens.
Yeah. So nice. What are your plans then once this quarantine thing is over? I imagine we're all going to be in a position where we're going to recomp to an extent.
I'm not going to put myself in a position where I get fat. So hopefully I would have been able to use equipment and maintain muscle.
Yeah.
Because even if I have all the equipment I needed, it would still be very hard to maintain anyway whilst being on PCT. So this is the struggle I have, but I still think I can maintain quite well. I'm still quite optimistic in that in regard. So what my plan is, I should be finished with my PCT and being off say if it was the full 12 weeks.
Yeah.
So start that again, start training, get my head in, and start my old life. Probably being a lot more grateful for it than I was in the past.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I think what this has done is it's made us realize how much we've taken for granted.
Absolutely.
And I'm definitely grateful for just being able to do what I love every day for my normal job. So I'm just gonna do everything I can, but again, just try to live like a professional bodybuilder. And my aim this year was to try and put on 20 pounds of muscle.
It's a big one.
Yeah, it's a big aim. It's a big aim, and
it's a good aim though.
Yeah, the reason that how I've come to that conclusion is for my height, classic physique, the weight that you be is 190 pounds. My last stage weight was 170 pounds, so that's where I've got the 20 pounds from. So I thought the best chance to be in for a chance for a pro card is to max out the amount of muscle I can put on, which is 20 pounds. So I'm going to try and do that as safe as possible. I've always said, I'll give it an additional year if needed.
Yeah.
However long it takes, I'm not going to rush it. I'm not going to throw my health away. But again, you've got this happening, so I'm just going to try and do the best I can in around that. And I think that's anybody, what everyone should be doing is just doing the best and not really stressing about, oh, well, if I was in the gym, I'd be able to do this. The fact is, you won't be able to because, you know, all the gyms are fucking shut. So
yeah, deal with it.
Yeah, you just got to deal with it, man. Like, this is probably never ever going to happen again in your life. There are people who are aged like in the 70s who have never experienced this in their life. So this is going to be once in a lifetime thing. 3 months of the grand scheme of things isn't a crazy amount of time.
Yeah.
So
definitely. Yeah. I think that's I think it's good to be very optimistic and positive, especially now.
Yeah.
I like the idea of you having that goal in your head of 20 pounds in a year. I think, like, a lot of the time people are like, oh, they say you can only gain 3 pounds of muscle in a year, therefore I will only gain 3 pounds of muscle in a year. I think that's, like, a lot of people think like that, and I think that's such a closed mindset to have.
Yeah.
So,
like, I'm just going to put on as much as I can put on at the end of the day. I'm just trying, like I said, I'm just trying to make sure everything's optimal to grow. And I'm trying to tick off the boxes like a professional athlete would do, because that's what I'm trying to be. So, I think I've always been one to have, like, quite ambitious goals. And sometimes it sets me up for disappointment, but it does help to push me. So there's pros and cons.
I think that's the best way to be, honestly. I think you should just throw it out there. Not be cocky, but to yourself, just know to yourself that, you know, that's the goal in mind. Like, I remember last year in my head, I was like, I'm going to win the Midlands. I'm going to win the Midlands. There was no, realistically, with, like, the caliber of competitors there was no way I was winning the Midlands.
You just got overlooked, mate. That's what it was. I told you this before.
It's just, but, like, just having that self-affirmation is huge. I think that's huge.
It helps, man, because you start doubting yourself, you start doubting your ability to do stuff, then that's going to affect what you are, what you believe, really.
Yeah. If you start doubting yourself, especially with this, what's the point in it? Following through with it anyway.
If you believe that you're never going to be good enough, you will never be good enough. If you believe you're never going to be great, you're never going to be great. So,
100%. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm just, that's my mindset anyway.
I'm in a similar situation to you then, in that I'm wanting to compete next year, but I know now for a fact that next year is going to be stacked. Every show is going to be stacked, because there's going to be so many people this season who drop out. Yeah,
but, like, there's going to be so many people who haven't trained for 3 months, so I feel
true.
like, I don't know, what you could do is the Open British this year, because there's not going to be a lot of competition, I reckon.
Ooh, that's a big ask.
Yeah, I mean, but, like, the way I see it in terms of competing, all jokes aside, you should just go in for the shows that you want to without thinking too much about the competition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, last year was one of the hardest years for juniors, right?
Yeah. It was stacked.
It's been said by many people, and the federations themselves, they said it was the hardest year they've had for juniors.
Yeah.
Now, like, that's the thing. You can't help who turns up at the end of the day. So you've just got to go, right, okay, I'm going to bring the best version of myself to the stage. I'm going to tick all the boxes, leave no stone unturned, to the point where I couldn't have done any more. And whatever happens. I think that's the healthiest way to look at it.
Yeah. I also had it where, I think I said this to you actually, like, one of the first times we spoke. I was like, oh yeah, the reason I'm doing juniors, despite being a teen, besides the fact that I'm turning 20 before the British finals, was because I wanted to compete against like I wanted to see where I needed to be. Do you know what I mean? Like you're only as good as your competition at the end of the day. So I was like, I really wanted to see how I stacked up, and try and make as much of a statement as possible. So I think that is very important, that you go into it, like, you know, like you said, just having that mindset, having that outlook. And like, at the end of the season, at the end of the day, it was my first season. So whatever I came to the stage with was a success.
Yeah.
I'll take that. So.
Definitely, mate. Like, you looked awesome.
Thank you.
You just, like,
I'm back at you.
Yeah, but you did, like, you've got to think about your age. You're a natural competitor. How many fucking 19-year-olds look like that?
It's true. That is very true.
Like, you can't. It's very, very rare. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's only going to improve.
Absolutely. Absolutely. One thing I want to nail for next time, I want to be able to do some dance moves on stage like you. I want to be able to moonwalk on stage or something.
Dude, man. Do the moonwalk.
What's the goal?
Throwing my posing fucking critiques out the window.
I know you hate it. But I want to do something like that. I want to have like a thing where I just moonwalk into a side tricep or something. I want to do that.
Instead of walking into the middle of the stage, on stage, just slowly moonwalk backwards.
Yeah. Or do like the Vince Taylor on stage. Do that. I'm just going to steal his entire routine. Music and everything. Walk out to the Terminator soundtrack.
I've thought about, like, if I was to do like a famous bodybuilder's routine to the every move, do you reckon anyone would notice? Like, I've been looking at, like, because surely not everyone can remember every bodybuilder's routine. And
everyone clocked onto Big Ramy stealing your routine. So
yeah. To be fair, and I think he should be sanctioned.
I think he should.
Plagiarism.
He stole your fucking pose, mate. What was that about?
Right. What I was quite happy with that pose because I've never seen it on stage before. And literally, this was months after he's doing it. And I'm like, it's not right, is it?
I prefer the way you hit it personally. Not. All jokes aside,
I was happy doing it. I seemed happy.
I've got little shrines of Jack Richardson all over gyms in the Middle East.
Yeah. Still that pose. That is your pose now. That really is the Jack Richardson pose that you've got.
I have to do it every routine.
Yeah. I just need to find a pose that I can do. I need a signature pose now.
You do handstands. Finish off with a handstand. Hold it for as long as you can.
Don't forget to squeeze your glutes as well.
Yeah, just butt wink at the judges. Yeah, they'll love it.
Oh, man.
Finish off with the bikini pose. Why not?
Yeah, bikini. I'll just do the little turn, wink, shoulder raise.
Flick your hair back as well.
Yeah. Swish, bish. For fuck's sake. Oh, dear.
Jeez, man.
So, I think I honestly, like, I enjoyed last season so much because of the people. Like, I think that was a huge thing.
Yeah, it was brilliant, man. Like, that's what it's about. Like, it's about the experience. You know what I mean? More than the actual trophies or whatever.
100%.
Like, for me, in regards to most things in life, it's about the journey, as opposed to the destination. Because a lot of people could be so focused on the destination when they get there, they'd be like, "Oh, this isn't fulfilling.
This is shit.
This is shite. This is shite." Yeah. So I'd say it's just the journey, man. Like, I enjoyed. Even though I didn't exactly get what I wanted out of the season fully, I still had a great time. I still met a lot of great people. Like,
100%.
You know, went to places and, you know, did my thing on stage and enjoyed that as well. So
honestly, that first at the Midlands show, backstage, just being backstage for that ridiculous amount of time where they delayed us going on stage was like one of the highlights of the season. walking about for about an hour and just pissing off all the people doing glazing and tanning.
Yeah, we're just messing around.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just waiting for ages, man.
Yeah, had nothing better to do. We were just pumping up for like an hour straight, and
Franco
and Arnie impressions.
Yeah, I just gave up. I was like, right, I'm gonna stop pumping up because I'm gonna go flat as fuck.
Yeah, pretty much. That was a nightmare backstage. Oh well.
But sometimes that's what it's like. A lot
happens.
Of backstage is like you could just be waiting forever. Like the longest wait I had that season was the BNBF finals, man.
Yeah, I bet.
Very, very, very long wait, and I was just, I literally had my headphones on and went to sleep. Yeah, I just went to sleep, and then Josh.
I bet you woke up and you looked dry to the bone.
Well, yeah, like I looked a lot better in the evening for the evening show. Like Josh Bailey tapped me on the shoulder, who was who's on Team MBM, but like I didn't see him. And he was like, "Yeah, Jack, you need to wake up. We need to go."
Yeah, at least you got some good people like that, like Josh. You were like, "Yeah, come on, we need to."
Yeah, man. But like, from what I found is we all looked out for each other.
Yeah.
Backstage, there wasn't really a show where, people.
Such a good atmosphere.
Yeah. So like, there was good like sportsmanship. This is what I loved about it, man. It like everyone was supporting each other. Everyone was like cheering. All the competitors were cheering each other on. Yeah. I just think that's awesome, man, because there's a lot of people who take it too seriously and they start like saying shitty things.
Yeah, especially at an amateur level where there's no money involved.
It's amateur natural bodybuilding at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like in juniors.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
that's
what you've got to think about. Like,
because we were all like, when we were doing the routines, like, this happened at both shows. People going out doing the routines, and everyone was watching them and just proper gassed for them and just like cheering them on, like that.
Oh yeah, I remember that. that.
That's what it's got to be. That's what it's got to be. Yeah.
Really, I love watching people's routines. Because I feel like it's an expression of the actual person. So when I'm watching I swear to God, the finals, the BNBF finals, they had this little TV, and like in the 90s where the lighting's just looked ridiculous.
Yeah.
In the 90s videos.
Here we go.
Bodybuilders. It was that sort of lighting, and every competitor that went on just looked like Dorian Yates condition. I swear to God. And I was like, wow, Jesus Christ, you look good.
Just the grainy condition you get on.
Yeah. Honestly, just with the camera, just the type of camera, like
that's super cool. That is super cool. That looks like such a good stage as well. I was thinking about going. I wanted to go, but then in the end, I was like, financially and also in terms of like work and stuff, because I was maybe working that weekend. It just made sense for me not to go and just watch.
Yeah, it's tricky, man. It's a long way. It is a long way.
Where is it this year? Where is it meant to be this year? Liverpool?
I don't know. They do alternate between like Perth and Liverpool and probably other places in the UK. So there'll probably be one local.
Yeah, definitely. What are your plans then? Let's say around June, July, August time, when hopefully this all clears up. Are you gonna be going to expos and everything like that? Like, are you gonna be getting out to as many fitness events as you can, or do you have any stuff?
I think a lot of things will be pushed back till September.
Yeah.
I know that I'm just going to be working this whole time that this is happening. I'll just be working because in my head I'm thinking I can't sit at home and sit on my Xbox all day and there's nothing else to do. I may as well just work.
Yeah.
And just have this stint of working. Like I can very easily just go into like robotic mode. Like I'll just work.
That's good.
Once that's, I'll probably have like. I probably will go out to these places. I'll probably go out and visit gyms. I'll probably go to different cities. I'll probably just experience the shit I've been missing out on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like go out, find places to eat, probably go to the expos and try to watch shows and just be fucking fortunate that we can do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. Celebrate it for what it is now that we get it and really appreciate it. What are your thoughts as well on the Arnold Classic UK next year?
What a brilliant in my opinion, I think it should have been done quite a while ago because the bodybuilding is massive in the UK. There's a lot of great bodybuilders in the UK, both professionally and amateur.
Yeah.
And I think the Arnolds in the UK would just be brilliant. It'd get a lot of attention. Like
I'm so excited to be able to actually go and watch the pro show. That's got me so excited.
See, pro shows are like so rare, especially
in the UK.
I've only watched one pro show live. They did one pro show last year, which was the Two Bros. That's one I can remember. But the one I saw was in 2016. The last Body Power. The last time, like associated with Body Power.
Same. I remember watching Rolly Winkler routine.
Yeah. Were you there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you there for that show?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Mate, it was brilliant, wasn't it? You had Phil Heath guest posing, Rolly Winkler. You had,
I remember Ronnie E. Coleman being sat in the audience. It was his birthday that week.
Yeah, we sung happy birthday to him.
Yeah.
Birthday to Ronald.
I forgot that. I didn't realise you went to that.
Oh yeah, I was on prep at the time as well. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
And it was Nathan Diash's debut. Like I can remember, I had like a little foam finger. I was like, ooh. But pro shows are quite rare.
Yeah.
And I love watching pros on stage.
100%.
Especially in person. Yeah. There's something else in person.
Yeah. It's gonna be super cool being sat in the audience and watching Pro Classic.
Do you know what I mean? Like the condition you can see on the Arnolds from other countries, and it will be like, you don't really get a grasp of the true condition that's there. Yeah. Because the cameras can't really pick it up, or it's the lighting or something or other. But in person, it's completely different. And with amateur bodybuilding, do you know what I mean? Like you can look at some videos of stage shots, and sometimes it just doesn't represent how peeled some of the competitors were. So.
Like I know, like I've got some pictures that were taken backstage, the Midlands show of us all like stood there like hitting side chest or whatever, and all of us pretty much our skin looks paper thin. We're all in condition, and then you look at like us in lineup hitting shots on stage, and it just doesn't. It's just not the same, is it?
No, it isn't. It isn't. Like
when you see it in person, like stood in the mirror looking at it, it's completely different. So it'll be super. I'm super excited just to see what it is like, because honestly, I've forgotten it. Like me, I was 16 years old watching a pro show, and I was just in shock. Honestly, at the time,
it's crazy. Even the open bodybuilding, you look at them, you're like in real life again, it just takes you back. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Pictures don't do bodybuilders justice a lot of time.
100%. What are your other plans then in terms of competing? So you said that you'll go compete next year at the earliest?
Hopefully, like I'm just gonna basically my mindset is I want to build a pro-worthy physique. And that I'm not going to stop until I do, I'm potentially ready to go and be competitive for a pro card. So if I get to the end of the year, I look at myself, I'm like, no chance. Do you know? And it's quite obvious that I would need another year off. I would have the year off, and it would be a bit of a consideration. I'll probably do like a bit of a mini cut or something like that to have a look and see where I'm at. Hopefully, if August, plan I get to compete next year. Go to 2 pro shows because that's the route that you need to go down to get your pro show. And potentially a PCA, 1 or 2 PCA shows because that's the federation I've always wanted to sort of try out. And you know, I want to try it out before I go pro.
They'll love you in the PCA, mate.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I think I remember AJ saying this last season when we were like me and AJ both watched the PCA in Birmingham. Our friend was competing, Phil, and he was competing in Classic. And a lot of the physiques that turned up on stage, they're posing quite. Try not to be too rude. It's not as good as it should be.
It was shit.
it
was wank.
It was not great. The exception of like 2 people, and those 2 people obviously ended up in the top 3. So that is huge. Like it is huge. Like
what I found with a lot of unassisted shows, like a lot of tested shows, shall I say, is the physiques just look more polished. The posing's polished. The condition's great. And they've got all the boxes of a bodybuilder ticked. And you see in a lot of assisted shows. Now, of course, this isn't in regards to everyone, but there are a lot of people who step out on stage and, you know, the posing's not there, the condition's not there, and they don't have everything there for bodybuilder, and a lot of people do rely on drugs to get them on stage, and that is quite evident, you know. And when you're in tested federations, you have to rely on you have to have your training and nutrition there. You've got to, and I think that's shown in the physiques that are displayed. And you can tell when physiques are on stage where, you know, they've relied on drugs because, you know,
100%.
They don't look the best.
Yeah, I always think that people who are good natural bodybuilders make the best non-natural bodybuilders, because as a natural, you not blow smoke up the arse of all naturals, but for the most part, naturals we don't have a lot going for us, so we will do every minute thing possible to get a better result. And bringing that on into play with assisted athletes, like that's going to be insane. Like your work ethic going into these shows, like being what it is going to, I think, blow the minds of a lot of people, and that's going to be huge when you compete.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Like, I just think anyone who is thinking, I want to go down the assisted route to be a assisted bodybuilder, I would say try a natural competition. One, because you want to see if you actually like bodybuilding.
Yeah.
No, you don't want to start taking drugs and go, I actually hate dieting. Or I hate bodybuilding.
Yeah.
The actual I like looking at bodybuilding, but actually doing it's a bit shit.
It's evident in a lot of the people who we speak to, and obviously people, like you said earlier, like your potential client that you were talking with. Like, it's some people have it, and if you have it, you'll be great.
Yeah, and you know, and another reason is, like, you get to again focus on the food and the training, and you know, you build this work ethic again, ticking all the boxes to be stage worthy. And you haven't even touched any drugs. So by the time, say, if you were to be assisted, you've got that work ethic already there to play with it. And I agree with your statement when you say a lot of natural bodybuilders turn to good, like, professional bodybuilders or good assisted bodybuilders. So
yeah, I know. I remember seeing, I don't know if they changed it, but I know that Cuba's lock screen for a while was a picture of a natural pro's ass cheeks, shredded ass cheeks backstage.
Do you know what? Like, yeah, I was there when that photo was taken.
Were you?
Yeah, yeah.
How crazy was it in person?
In person, it was ridiculous. Like,
Who was it? Which pro was it? Was it Ben Howard? Who was it?
He wasn't even a pro, bro.
Really?
I think his name was Chris. I don't want to get his name wrong. I really don't. But he did lightweights and he got second.
Oh dear.
That's what's crazy. That's the standard of natural bodybuilding. It's incredible. It is incredible.
Yeah, it is incredible.
It's incredibly high because there are a lot of people who blood, sweat, and tears into this, and they look phenomenal, and they don't even come first.
Yeah, it's true. I remember speaking to Matt Berry, who obviously we competed with at the Midlands show, and he didn't make it to top 3 either, along with me. And he then, for the following 3 weeks, dieted on like nearly ketogenic levels of carbohydrates. Like, it was ridiculous how low his carbs were, along with training, etc. And came in absolutely peeled to the bone. Like, it was not even funny. How much he improved in the space of 3
very lean.
Very, very impressive. So like, and that was that was an amateur under 23 lifter who pulled together conditioning that was could rival a lot of assisted people's conditioning. Like, it was ridiculous.
Yeah. Because it's, at the end of the day, it's suffering.
Yeah.
You'll have to suffer to get condition. And
yeah. It's how much you can put up with.
Yeah, to a certain extent, for sure. I like those moves, man. I like those moves.
Jack Richardson approved.
But yeah, it's, you've got to have that mindset, and again, that is reflected on stage when you're relying on the drugs to get you into condition. That shows, man. Yeah. I once went to a show. It was a UKBFF show, and there was a physique class, and the judges were telling, there was like 2 competitors in it, and the judges were telling the competitors how to pose because they were just posing wrong. It was both competitors.
Serious.
Yeah, and I was like, this is embarrassing me. Like, I'm cringing.
Oh God.
Like, no, you're not allowed to close your fist. So, hands on the hips. That's what they were saying. The judges were the mic when they were giving the call outs.
Fucking embarrassing.
That is embarrassing. That is embarrassing.
It's crazy.
It's like, for me, it's underappreciated now. It's just presentation and posing.
Yeah.
So I might not particularly be a huge fan of the way you use that style of posing, the dance kind of posing. But it's, as you say, it's an expression of who you are and whatnot, and you put effort into it. So that's appreciated. But it's when people just get on there and just fucking don't pose properly, and they've got good genetics as well. Yeah. It's like, oh man, like, really? It's just, it's embarrassing for me because it's like people are looking at these people. So,
yeah. It's a shame, man. Like, this is the issue. Well, this is the thing I had when I was watching the Open Olympia, right? And they were coming off for the pose routine.
Yeah.
And they were coming up and they were like,
the Ronnie Coleman hands in the air.
Yeah, I mean, Ronnie Coleman, okay,
he can get away with it. Like,
he got it. He could get away with it, but like there was a lot of bodybuilders who did that, and then I was like, shit, that is shit.
It's just like, there's no applause, mate. You're soft as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like.
Yeah,
it's stupid, man. And then the classic physique came on, and then their posing routines. And you look at it, and it was just fucking beautiful. It was polished. You could tell these routines were done again and again and again and again and again, choreographed to perfection, and that's bodybuilding to me.
Yeah, me too. Who's your favourite poser of all time?
Ooh. This is tricky.
Or
this
top
is tricky.
3 or...
I really like Kai Green's posing.
I can see it makes sense. It makes sense.
It does, yeah. But I like Kai Green's posing because, again, he polishes his posing and every movement is good. I like Rough Diesel's posing. I think that is just brilliant. A lot of classic physique competitors, their posing is just brilliant. There is a lot. You could throw it back to the old school, like even down to Bob Parris, Lee Labrada, that brilliant poses. I really like Kevin Lavrone's posing as well.
I like Kevin, yeah.
So there's a lot, and there's a lot where I've taken inspiration from, because with my own posing, because I watch these, I'm like, that's brilliant. I don't look at a lot of open bodybuilders nowadays and go, wow, that's amazing. What a good poser routine.
It is different now. It is different now.
I do say wow sometimes to the modern guys, but it's always followed by that's shit. Just physique in some aspects have progressed across the board, but the presentations in some cases just so poor.
A lot of the time now, I think I never get wowed by posing that much anymore, but there's still some physiques which catch guard, like what's his name, who competed at the Arnold, the British guy. What's his name? The guy he was probably the most peeled guy there at the Arnold Open for Arnold Classic Ohio this year. British guy. Really tall guy. Really tall.
French? Morgan Aste.
Oh, French. There you go. My apologies, Morgan. Completely messed your personality. I was impressed by his physique. It was like, in my opinion, it's not a very aesthetic physique. I think it's not very pretty. But when he turned around and he hit poses from the back, I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Like, it looks incredible. Just because you could tell he like his posing was pretty decent. Yeah. And his conditioning was on point. And as a result, he was getting a look in, whereas other guys who were usually would have been a lot better off than him were just not getting that look in because their presentation wasn't good. I think that plays a huge role.
What about you, Jermaine? Who's your top posers?
Oh, God. Okay, so if you'd have asked me when I was 17, 18, I would have said Kai Green.
Okay.
However, now...
Yeah, Jack, grow up.
not what I'm insinuating. But now...
This is Arnold.
Now I am leaning a lot more towards... I always say it every single podcast. I'm not as much of a fanboy as I sound, but I just love the way Arash poses. He is probably one of the best current, in my opinion. Shut up. He's one of the best posers currently, in my opinion, in Classic. And every single year, the routine is just perfect. Like,
his routines are always good.
They're always on, nailed every single time. You can tell he's put time into the craft. And he's got signature poses down as well, like end of the routine, down the floor splits, hits an overhead pose, like front double, and it's just crispy. And then my third choice is probably, if there's any open guys other than Cedric. I feel like Cedric's the obvious choice. But
Cedric's good, but I do like Kai Green, man.
He's retired, man. He's irrelevant now.
He's not in my eyes. He's gone but not forgotten.
I don't think we could ever forget Kai Green.
He's a good poser is because you've never seen anything like it on stage.
Yeah.
It suits his physique as well.
His physique, again, because it's not like a beautiful shape or anything like that. It's just dense muscle. And he works with it well. But what I like about Kai Green is he sort of reinvented bodybuilding a little bit with just how he poses. And how often do we see bodybuilders going on stage and they just hit the mandatories, even with the posing routines? And it's like, okay, this is the same old shit every time. But when Kai went on, like, even though some of it's dancing and whatever, it's still like, it grabs your attention. It's intriguing. Do you know what I mean? That's what I like out of the posing routine. Something that intrigues you and something that stands out from
everyone else.
The rest.
That's why I like Vince. That's why I like Vince Taylor.
Vince
Taylor was similar in he was like the Kai Green, I guess, of his generation.
The original guy, really, with that kind of.
Yeah, he was one of the first people.
Dance.
The dance posing. I'm a big fan of it. I think.
Have you ever seen? I know you have, Jermaine. Have you ever seen Rusty Jeffers' posing routine?
I don't think I have, man.
Oof.
That's a good. How do you? I need to figure out for next time how to do the like screen share thing where we can all look at one screen and watch something.
It should be at the bottom. Yeah. It should be at the bottom of the option. If you wiggle your mouse, it says screen
okay,
share.
Bear with. I'm just going to wait. Where is it?
Screen share, right there in the middle. Should be.
It'll only be on yours as well. So. It'll only be on your one.
Will it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you're the host.
You guys can't see it. So you guys won't be able to see it.
No. I'm just saying you're the only one who'll have the option.
Oh yeah.
No, I've got the option to screen share as well. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Can we all screen share?
Fuck me then.
Oh shit! Is it
Alt and S? Alt and S.
Alt and S. Oh yeah, it is Alt and S. I'll give it a go. At the minute, we can all tune in and watch. What have I been watching? Joe Rogan.
Oh, nice.
Some Joe Rogan.
Which one? New one, old one?
No, I was watching, because I'm a twat who can't stop watching coronavirus shit.
Fuck off.
I was watching the one he did with some scientist. So he was like one of the chief advisors for the CDC. I do like watching Joe Rogan, so I watch a lot of his stuff.
Yeah, some of his stuff's good. Have you seen the stuff with Wim Hof about the breathing and stuff like that? That's fun.
Yeah. That's super cool. Very relevant at the moment.
Ben Greenfield as well.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
The obvious one, the Dorian Yates one. That's an obvious one.
Yeah.
Joey Diaz, hilarious.
That is a funny one.
Hey, motherfucker, what you talking about, huh?
He does sound like the Godfather, doesn't he?
More like one of the goons, but any luck with the sharing on that?
Wait, here we go. I can select which one you see.
Let's have a look.
I can choose.
Everyone else is going through this with us as well.
Yeah.
Really laggy.
It will be. It probably will be.
Yeah.
The music.
So we can't hear the sound.
We can't hear you.
You're not?
You're going to have to sing it for us.
Nah. Show must go on, boy.
Oh, it's so good.
It's those.
It was like 40 something at the time as well.
Oh, it's so good.
Just subtle poses I find really make it.
I'm sure the viewers at home will love watching this.
Just we're commenting on YouTube. Wow. I think that's the next thing we should start doing.
The issue is I can't really hear you guys.
Reviews. Is that I'd like to look at older shows and see where I'd place people and stuff like that. I thought that would be really cool.
Yeah.
He does look good. Posing's amazing.
47 at the time as well, something like that.
Wow. Have you ever just watched like the 1998 Olympia and just the posing there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute the music because I'm definitely getting copyright for it.
We can't hear it, so I don't know if it comes up. Maybe it's just you. I don't know.
Yeah, it won't come up for you, man. But like watching that show, it's like, you know, the top fucking 10 were just ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
And it's like in today's Olympia, I don't know, man.
maybe 3 or 4 that are all right.
Yeah, it's different. It's completely different. That's why you hate him, but that's why I thought last year's Olympia, bloody what's his name was so good. Who was it who you think was overrated?
Is this me?
Yeah.
Overrated?
Yeah.
A lot of people. Patrick Moore.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
I liked him, man. I liked him. He needs a bit more mass to hang with the big boys, but I just think his shape is very promising.
Yeah. Can I get some pictures of? Can I get some pictures of shit?
He's still going.
He is. There we go. Wait, there we go. Patrick Moore. Can I type in Patrick Moore? Patrick.
Probably better off on Instagram, but Patrick Moore dead.
Oh no.
Changed since the last time I saw him. Good God.
Now he's turned white and old.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you look at Patrick.
Top right, they're the best pictures.
Look at that.
Brilliant shot.
Yeah, it's great. I just think he's very overrated. That's all.
I think he's got a physique, though, when he's off.
Yeah.
Looks way off.
Yeah.
I think he's got a body where he has to nail it, doesn't he?
It's because he's so small in comparison to everybody else.
Yeah, and like, because what I saw from what we saw at the Arnold, his legs look like tiny and washed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he missed his mark, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's all that he needs to bring up. But again, it's just very early days for him. Like,
yeah, you say that, but he is mid-30s. So.
But he's not been bodybuilding that long.
A lot of people are comparing him to Ronnie Coleman.
I said that. I've said that.
Yeah, I mean, because
but he's a bit small.
Yeah. And a lot of, like Ronnie Coleman, when he was in the Olympia, as I'm sure you know, did not place well for a lot of them until and he started.
But he was still big.
Yeah.
He just wasn't 280, you know.
Yeah, and he wasn't absolutely peeled, but I just think if Patrick Moore just has a couple of good off seasons.
Oh yeah, it's going to take some time to get there, but end product's going to be good, no matter what, really. Because even if he blows his waist out, it's still going to be smaller than most guys. So.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, I agree. Well, let's bring it up while we're here then. This seems to be a debate that comes around now and again. Do you think that Steve Laureus should move up to open?
I didn't realise now. Me and Sam had a conversation with you about this.
Yeah.
I didn't realise his age as well.
How old is he? Early 20s?
No, like
how old is he?
30, 32, something like that.
Really? I thought he was a lot younger.
So did I. No, Sam Barbarian corrected me on that and sent me some old things. He used to compete in that, like their muscle fitness contest things.
Yeah.
Open.
And because to me,
what was that, Jack?
Did you move up to open?
Yeah.
There's a lot of classic physique guys who are moving up to 2-on-2. Very recently, and this is like the first time this is really happening. As this will be like one of the first times we will see classic in classic sort of structure and shape and aesthetics in 2-on-2. So it depends on his height. How tall is he?
He's fairly tall.
One,
he's similar height to me.
What? Really? Yeah. Okay. So he wouldn't be able to really get away with 2-on-2.
He's done a 212 show before.
He
did dead last.
He came last in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is too tall for it.
He's too tall, man. Like you wanna have a small so you can
5'6", 5'7".
Yeah.
Maybe a bit smaller. No.
It does look good. It does look good. And I've actually thought about what if a lot of classic physiques just went for open, like just
Yeah.
like say.
Sorry, guys. Carry on talking. Bear with me a second.
Right, let's just bulk up and
Yeah.
open. I still think, you know, that would bring something completely different to what open's seen, and it's like in terms of aesthetics, especially. But like say for example, well, you've got Flex Loose.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm back. That was my flatmate. Yeah. So
I think, you know, it will just bring what's missing. But is it that additional size from the classic and open that is ruining the shape?
I don't think so, because you look at, I think a lot of the guys in open don't have that pretty kind of genetic, they don't have the 90s genetics, but they're still the same size, so they all look similar.
Yeah.
And I think they're building their physiques based off what the judges want across the board. Whereas you go back to the 90s, mid to late 90s, the top 10's physique, everyone looked different.
Yeah,
they did.
Whereas now everyone's got huge shoulders, pretty good arms, good back. Hamstrings a bit lackluster on everyone for the most part. But it is true though.
Yeah. Do you think that it's lackluster or they're just not in condition?
It's both.
Yeah. Because when I saw the Arnolds, I was looking at them, and like some people's glutes would just seem tiny in comparison. Glutes and hamstrings, that's what I saw of, just being soft. And it's just like, I don't know, maybe is it a sign that they're not doing the hard shit in the gym?
Is it drug dependency, or that was from last year, by the way, Jimmy?
Sorry?
The top pictures are from last year on him.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Have we not got any stage pictures from this? I want some stage pictures from this year of Morgan.
Go on, what do you call it? Muscle Insider or Muscle Report or whatever.
Give me some good hookup links.
Something like that, I'm sure.
Muscle Insider.
Be on their website or whatever.
Nasty. If I type in Morgan Nasty, will it come up? Wait.
Big guy, isn't he?
He's like, isn't he 6'5" or something?
Yeah, it might be Maximum Muscle Report. Yeah, he's like 6'4", something like that.
Jesus. Maximum Muscle Report. I just want to try and find some stage photos of him stood there. Because it's insane.
Huge. Just a massive guy.
Generation 9's notoriously shite. Hopefully they got some. Oh,
is he bigger than Big Ramy? Yes, he is. Absolutely, he is.
He is. He's so much bigger than Big Ramy. so much bigger.
Do you reckon it'd be on YouTube?
Huh?
Do you reckon it'd be on YouTube?
It might be. No, it'd definitely be on YouTube. I just didn't know if you wanted HD pictures or.
Oh, whoops.
You put in Arnold Classic Gallery. I don't know. Might be on RX Muscle or something.
Yeah.
Or do it on Instagram, because it's definitely on there.
Could do, actually. Wait. Oh, this is him. This is... Okay, sure. Let's watch this. This is on... This is his routine.
Let's have a look. I haven't seen his routine, but...
I think he's pretty all right. I think he's pretty good, but... He is just a freak.
Oh, yeah.
He's a big lad.
But look, he's peeled.
Oh, yeah.
Peeled.
This is the thing as well. He's the biggest guy on stage, structurally, right?
Yeah.
And he's coming in absolute granite hard. What the fuck is the excuse for everybody else?
It's true.
Where did he place?
Second last.
Yeah. The thing is, though, he's only turned pro last year.
Yeah, his debut, his pro debut, but
yeah, like I've seen videos of him for the past few years, and I remember when he wasn't a pro, and he was still big. how the fuck aren't you pro, or how the fuck aren't you in the Olympia? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's only when you've seen people in comparisons, you're like, right, okay, that makes sense, because look at a lot of people on their own are like, wow, that's one of the best physiques in the world.
But that's the thing. If it was, if magazines were still as big as they were, this guy would be on the front cover of everything.
Yeah, look at that. He's got that like just absolutely peeled dry from the back.
Yeah.
You just don't see.
Yeah.
It's nice to see as well.
It is,
Might not be Flex Wheeler structurally, but...
Yeah, like, I look at him, I'm like, I don't think he's obviously not got a pretty physique, but he's bringing...
He could definitely win a show, in my opinion.
His posing's good, and he's doing stuff that a lot of other people aren't doing. Like, and he's got a lot of features that other people don't have.
How would you improve this bodybuilder?
Well, I know he's had 2 bicep tears because he used to be a professional strongman as well.
Oh, so he's even then?
Yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. You say bigger legs, but they're fucking massive. It's just the fact that he's 6'4". Bigger shoulders, I think, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's a work in progress.
Yeah, but then let's compare him to Big Ramy.
I hate this guy, man. The physique.
I think he's got more. I think he's got a good physique. Yeah, it's just non-comparable.
Yeah.
When you look at him next to, come on, internet, please.
Plus, I think Morgan's got more real muscle.
Look at this. Yeah, he's lean, but it's just not comparable.
No.
Like the conditioning.
Holding them side by side, who would you give it to?
You have to give it to Ramy, don't you?
Yeah, but based on structure and structure, like, alone.
Muscle bellies and stuff.
Yeah. But I want to find some pictures of them stood next to each other, because there's some pictures of them in a lineup, and Morgan just dwarfs him.
Oh, I know.
It's ridiculous.
It's like when they're saying they're bringing
look at the top result. For fuck's sake. That's so stupid. Why is that the top result? Oh, shit.
You've been searching that?
No, this is recommended.
This is Yahoo, man. That's why.
Yahoo recommendations.
Yahoo, man. I don't know why you're using Yahoo. I haven't seen Yahoo since I was in school.
Sorry, it's because I'm on.
Ask Jeeves, man. That's what it's at.
Yeah, Ask Jeeves. I bet they'd have some weird results as well.
Bing as well.
Oh God, I kind of want to search it now just to see what it comes up with.
But we're trying to run a professional show here, Jermaine. Come on.
Yeah, that's so professional.
What is a post-Down syndrome?
No. Post-Down syndrome. Can we have a definition, please? Leave it in the comments or DM us on Instagram.
Did you think Barnack should have won, everyone?
Yeah.
Me too.
But yeah,
I wouldn't have had a problem with Dexter, no.
I think Ramy should have got second, you know?
I don't.
I think
Ramy should have been fourth, maybe.
I think it's apples and oranges.
Yeah. It is, isn't it? It is. I think Barnack definitely winning.
Yeah, Barnack should have won. I think...
What's crazy is Dexter's legs from the front are now better than Barnack's.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
And he's 50.
Yeah. His legs.
Isn't that nuts? I think I think it was correct. They should have placed Dexter where they placed him, just off of the fact of his age and the fact that he still holds on to that structure.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like that. That's incredible.
Ignore the camera change.
Yeah. I think that's insane that he still looks like that.
Mad.
Yeah, it is. It's a shame about his last year though, with this going on.
Yeah, that sucks.
I know he's done an interview with the same guy that's done one with Dorian, Sean Ray, all them.
Oh,
They've asked if he's
the
going to compete at Athleticon. You know, the rocks thing.
oh
I
yeah.
haven't seen it yet, but
So he's going to do that at the end. See, that's crazy impressive. He definitely has. He's definitely got some atrophy.
oh yeah,
Around here.
yeah.
Through his midsection, but his midsection's still sharper than 90% of his.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you watch his poser routine, it's brilliant. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
I love that poser routine that he did. It was very good.
Let's look it up. Last thing that we watch.
Dexter the Flexer.
No one's ever given that name before.
The Flexer.
Dexter Fletcher.
Come on, internet. There we go. Shout out to
The
MD. Here we go. Let's have it. Oh, bloody hell, lads. Come on.
It's so laggy for me anyway, but
You guys are like behind the curve for me. Bloody hell. Yeah, so look at this.
No, I don't think the pictures that we've just seen did him justice.
no.
Yeah, I agree.
Because
Especially on the night, came back a lot better.
Look at that. Like, just him standing there, he's still Dexter. Like,
Oh yeah.
Like, looks nuts. Peeled.
50 years old as well. Crazy.
Yeah. Looks awesome. Lats are popping.
he could still go on for a couple more years.
He really could.
Like, he's been in the Olympia standard for 20 years.
20 years.
Yeah.
20 years.
Like, he's been in Olympia standard and he's placed top 5.
He's only placed at the top 6 twice, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
In 20 years.
Like, he's been one of the best bodybuilders for 20 years.
Yeah.
Yep. On paper as well, he's won the most shows. He's technically the best bodybuilder ever.
He is, yeah. He's won everything.
Yeah. In my opinion, I think he is literally one of the best.
It'll be interesting to see how the season goes, because if this is his last season, I'm sure at some point in this season he's going to pick up his 30th pro win, isn't he?
Yeah.
Right, he still looks great.
He's even better from the back as well.
Yeah. Like, that's good.
There's not even a single roll anywhere. Like, there's no saggy man, 50-year-old man or something.
There's nothing that says 50.
Black don't crack, eh?
Black don't crack, it's true.
Like, he's just got the balance. That's what's brilliant about him.
Yeah.
Like, there's not really weak points. His structure's brilliant and his condition is brilliant.
Yeah.
And, you know, his physique's just got longevity.
Yeah. I'd love to have a conversation with him and just ask him, like, what is longevity? Like, how does he do it?
So what he says is just taking it slow. He's saying a lot of young people are just pushing the gear and just putting on a lot of size way too fast. And
insane. Looks insane.
Whereas what he did is he took it like like 20 years ago. He's not really
too much different.
Yeah, exactly. And he's just made, you know, nice little improvements for longevity, and it's kept his structure, and that's what he says. He's like, people are putting on too much muscle too fast, or just being too impatient.
Well, he turned pro as a bantamweight.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, he's crazy.
So he's put on like.
Look at the crowd, like going wild.
Oh yeah. It's crazy.
Insane.
Yeah, he starts crying, man.
I'm not surprised.
I think another guy that we're going to see similar to that is Sean Clarido as well.
Yeah. I mean, he did bits in the natural scene, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he's still pretty much new to the assisted side.
Yeah. It
From
is nuts.
Second in 212 last year.
Yeah. Second,
so
I think.
I can't see why he can't win it.
I think it's good that people our age are aspiring to that level of longevity.
Oh yeah.
I think that's really important.
To me that's very important. This is why I said I don't mind waiting a bit to get to my goals.
Yeah.
I was given the option, right? Okay, 20 pounds in like a year, but it affects your health.
Yeah.
Or a nice slow rate of gain, and you can put in on the muscle in the right places and stuff like that. I would take the second option.
Absolutely. Right. How do I get off of this? How do I stop this? Because that's new share there. That's pause share. Is it pause share?
You
guess so.
Go Google.
There you go.
And type in blue waffle.
You're a knob. You're a knob. I don't know how to get back.
Fuck's sake, Jermaine.
Meeting controls. Zoom. Stop share. It'll just be stop share, surely.
There you go.
We're back.
And we're back.
The anxiety had kicked in properly. I was like, this is it. We're stuck here perpetually. But no,
it wouldn't have been a bad thing,
Yeah, just talk about bodybuilding until place. Right, shall we do a few questions before we end off?
You got time?
Have you got time? We've been going for 2 hours almost.
Fuck.
Have you got any questions?
Mainly, we've answered them. It was mainly about what you're doing while the gym's closed. And
from what I've seen, that a lot of the questions are pretty much that.
Yeah.
Stuff across the board.
The one thing I did want to ask, since you brought it up, Jack, if you are in striking distance to where you want to be, maybe next year, would you consider doing the UK Arnold as an amateur or no?
That would be brilliant. If I was the son I wanted to, I would love to do that.
That'd be super cool.
I think it's every bodybuilder's dream to compete at Arnold's, and it certainly is mine. So I'd definitely be up for that. And in the Arnold's, just being in the same place as Arnold, really.
Yeah. Absolutely. That is a dream come true.
It's like Rod's doing the Amateur Olympia, touch wood,
Yeah. One of our mates, he's meant to be competing in Vegas in September. He's obviously in a weird situation though now, so fingers crossed.
Yeah. Hopefully it works out.
Yeah. One question which is actually decent and isn't just what home workout. About experience post-show, rebound, how he dealt with it versus how he would now, etc.
I think I handled this post-show a lot better than I did my first one.
Very well. Yeah, very well. Yeah.
But the first one I did, I couldn't stop eating. I binge ate, and I had a very poor relationship with food, put on a lot of fat very quickly. But with this one, I think it was because I reverse dieted. I wasn't digging as much. The transition was a lot easier, and I went straight on a recovery diet. So yes, I went out for meals, and I had a lot of food that I enjoyed, but I also was a little bit sensible. And I've been asked, like, do you regret going out for those meals? And not really, no, because I'm not in a bad position now. I would regret it if I was fucked up with my relationship with food and I was fat as fuck. I would be like, okay, I should have done differently, like I did last time, because I had to diet down again to get my composition into a decent place to grow. Because I just wanted body fat. I was skinny fat. I was like, how the fuck did I go from being a bodybuilder to skinny fat? But no, I think this time round it was a lot easier. And I just ate. What a lot of people do post show is they going into the show, they have nice high satiety foods and to keep them nice and full. And then they go into eating calorie dense foods with low satiety.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot of shit. So if you find a balance between the both, I think that helped massively, and I think that helped me because I was still
That old 80-20 rule, 90-10 rule.
Yeah, that I was very similar to that, I guess, in that most of my food, the reason I didn't just get horrifically fat horrifically quickly was because I just kept all my meals the same, just increased the volume, and then just had like one thing or every other day or something. That's how I filled that out.
Yeah, I even did a 10,000 calorie challenge day, and it wasn't even that bad, man.
Yeah,
it was fine. It was fine. Yeah. I didn't mind it at all.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's still controlled, isn't it? Because we've got to hit 10,000 calories.
I did good for 11,000. That's too greedy.
I've thought about doing that at some point, but it would have to be after a mini cut.
Love to do it.
Not just
we can do it after when everything's back open.
Huh?
We take full advantage of everything being back open.
Yeah. Just do it then when we're back in training properly.
Yeah.
And we're pushing for gains again.
I've been thinking about doing a 15k day.
Oh, I reckon I could do it.
I
Down a bottle of olive oil on top of every meal. There you go. Finish.
There you go. Just drink jam.
Drink jam. Liquidated jam. Yeah. Lovely.
I don't fancy that.
Oh, that would be... You'd have no teeth left.
It'd be treacle.
That'd be rough.
Treacle shakes.
Treacle shake, yeah. Whatever works, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Got to confuse the digestive tract.
Yeah.
Right, shall we leave it there? I feel
Happy, man. That was good.
A good amount of time.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm gonna have a nap.
Enjoy.
I'm gonna go have another little walk while the sun is still out, and
you're only allowed one, mate. They'll be on you straight away. What you doing?
Well, it was because because of my work and where I live in a gated community. I can walk a couple of laps around my gated community, and then I could go out again, actually to like the shop or whatever if I need to.
Okay.
I figured it out because everyone else where I live in the community, the gated area, is indoors and shit scared. I don't see anyone.
Yeah, it's nice in a weird way. It is kind of nice.
It is, yeah. It is. This is the quietest, most peaceful Birmingham has been since I've been here. So that's good.
Oh yes.
Me. Right. Cool. Let's
round it
off then. So thank you everyone from here in the Off the Script bunker. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you again next time with another guest. Hopefully sooner rather than later, as I know a lot of people have been messaging us as they've got nothing better to do with their time, apparently, at the moment.
Listen to this absolute shit.
So they get to hear more of us rambling.
Because we're coming on.
Yeah, thank you, Jack, for coming on.
No worries, man. No worries, guys. It's
been excellent.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah. I imagine a lot of people will really enjoy this, and it would be a pleasure to have you on again at some point as well.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Closer towards when you end up prepping, and hopefully when this is all over.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. Whenever that will be.
Yeah. Sooner rather than later, hopefully.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for listening, guys. We'll see you again next time for another episode of Off the Script. Signing out.
Ciao for now.